Hey, how's it going, guys? Today we're checking out the SENBONO X10 smartwatch, available online for under $70. So this specific one I got from AliExpress is available for around $62, $63 at the time of this video. So here are the specifications. The CPU is an MTK 2502C processor, so that's actually pretty low. The screen is 1.33 inches. It's an IPS 240 by 240 resolution panel, so IPS is always a good thing. Capacitive touchscreen, Bluetooth 4.0, a 250 milliamp hour Poimer battery. I'm not sure what Poimer is, but 250 is pretty low for a battery life, even for a smartwatch. So it says the talking time is about 3 hours, the standby time is about 3 to 5 days. Working temperature is negative 10 to 50, then there's heart rate support, and the one I have is in black. Alright, inside you're introduced with the watch here. Inside you get a screen protector, a magnetic charger, and the user manual. Okay, so on the side here you have the power button and it's turning on. Then I believe this is the microphone. This is the knock, or kind of like the crown, you can think of it. We'll get to that more in just a second. On the other side you have nothing, and this is black leather. It looks pretty nice actually, in my opinion. The whole black look, I kind of like it. I mean, that's why I picked it, I guess. And so you have the heart rate monitor on the bottom, the place to put the cable to recharge the watch over here. Then this is the speaker grill. So you're introduced with this watch interface. There's other ones if you use the knob to go further. So you have this one to pick from, then you have this one. This looks nice. This also looks like a nice one, but this one is my favorite one. I'm going to stick with this one right here. This will obviously work better on the left arm than the right because of the knob on the right side here, so it's more convenient. So if you hold on the knob, if you press down on it, the pedometer starts. And then if you go from left to right, you can make a call. So if you click on the knob, it says you can call or save something to the phone book. Okay, so now it's connected to my phone, and I have the Mediatek Smart Device app here that I would recommend using for this, or pretty much any smartwatch that has Mediatek in it. So if you swipe from top to bottom, you get to the settings here, and it's starting from BT settings. Then there's a shortcut, so I believe the shortcut is for the knock. So if you want, instead of the pedometer, you can start Bluetooth audio player or the camera. You can use your phone camera. This doesn't have a camera on here. So yeah, so when you hold onto it, it automatically starts pedometer. And then this is the back button here, the one underneath. Then there's motion. So there's flip to mute on incoming call, flip to mute alarm, and then there's a wake up gesture, shaking switch to main menu, okay, and then there's shake to answer the call. So it's always nice when they have this, and I guess this should be the standard for all the watches. And you can change the clock, there's clock settings, sound settings. One thing with the sound is that when I try to do this, it says disconnect BT music, so it disconnects with the watch for some reason, I'm not sure why. When there's a sound that tried to come out, like when I tested it, it was like my hand was covering it. So, but I felt like a vibration on my hand. So, but you can still kind of hear the sound a little bit. I guess that's okay because you're always going to have this near you because it's on your wrist. And then you have the clock, then you have volume, then there's the display. So the main menu is the annular style, and then you have the smart style, which is basically what you've seen. If you've seen an Apple Watch before, that's what it'll look like, a bunch of like apps sorted out, and we'll check that out in just a second. But then the brightness, we have 1, and it goes all the way up to 5, and that does look pretty bright. And you can have a screen timeout up to 60 seconds. We're going to keep it at 15. Then there's international, apps, reset, and about. So if you want to know more about this device. From right to left, you can see all your notifications. I like that about this. And then you also have the option to open, delete, or block notifications from that. Now, block would be if you want to delete notifications that come from a certain app, so you can block that. So I like how sophisticated it is. So, you know, from top to bottom on the home or the watch interface, you know, top to bottom is settings, right to left is notifications, and then left to right is to make a phone call. And then from bottom to top is where you have all the applications. Now this is one way of the layout. You can press on the top to look at the next apps. So there's a lot of apps here. Now let's go through all of them. So you have messages, and then you can use the knock to look through all of them or go to the next page. You just press on it to check all of them out or go through them one by one. So you have the temperature. You can check the temperature on here. The temperature says that it's 30.6 degrees Celsius. My clock is saying that it's 32 degrees, so it's pretty close. I would say it's about the same, so that is accurate. Then there's the barometer, and so the heart rate, not sure how accurate this is, but it's gonna measure it. So this gets 62 beats per minute. I don't know how accurate that is, but I guess I'm on the safe side. And one thing I noticed is that when I have this tilted a little more, the screen just automatically turns off, and that's because the motion detection is on. The screen locks automatically when you have it facing downwards or something, and then when you bring it up, it should turn on, but only to a certain degree. So like if you have it at that level, it'll turn on. So if you have it tilted a little more, it turns off automatically. That's actually kind of annoying because like this is how I take a look at the watch, but it's not turning on, so that's pretty annoying. And that's one downside there. And then you have Sedentary. The Pedometer app shows that I've already taken 80 steps. Not sure how accurate that is, but I tried walking around a bit and nothing happened. So either it's not accurate or there's a delay for the pedometer to work. The sleep monitor, to check that out. So you can check your sleep, you can monitor that. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. So, you know, if you sleep for 2 seconds, that's pretty good. And then you have the dialer. We checked that out already. You can check your messages here. So this will load. And you should have the BT notifier on your app. Not sure why it's saying empty. Man, this is, honestly, the knock code is a little confusing to use at first, but I do like it. Oh, and I guess it disconnected to my phone for a second there. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, so we'll dismiss that. Call logs, phone book, find my device, notifications, Bluetooth camera, and then there's Siri. Siri, how are you? So there's S voice on my phone right here, so I guess it opens that up. So that's kind of cool, I guess. I don't know if I'd use that a lot, but hey, it's there for someone that wants to use it. You can put voice memos, because there's about like 100 megabits out of the box. And then there's a clock, stopwatch, an alarm, calendar. Let's click on the calendar, check it out. So it looks like just like many other ones that are on the Nucleus OS software. I wonder if this is Nucleus OS, I'm guessing it is, but I want to know which type specifically, or it's probably customized a bit. And you can check your images here. You can go to File Manager and check out your files. So if you go on Watch, you can take a look at your audio. So there's nothing there for me. Then there's a calculator, kind of an important app. I do like how the keys are kind of big on this to click on, just like the one on the #1 G8 smartwatch. And then you can, if you want to download the app, you can scan this barcode or whatever. Motion, I turned off wake up gesture because it was getting annoying. Then there's settings, Bluetooth music, Bluetooth. There you can change the theme, I guess. So let's try that out. So let's just check what theme 2 is. Okay, so theme 2 has like a little bit of a background here. Wonder if anything else is different. There's nothing different there, nothing different here, or there, or anywhere. So it just brings a background to when you're looking at the apps. Then theme 3 looks like that. It's just blue. And you have a vibrator. This is probably going to be useful for one person at least that's watching this. But I really don't know why that's there, honestly, guys. But yeah, then you can also change the layout of it all. If you want to go into display and then change it to Smart Style. Smart Style is basically how it looks on the Apple Watch, like I said before. So you can move your knob around, zoom out or zoom in, and then you can move this around, but look at how laggy that is. There's a lot of lag. To be expected, I guess. I wonder if we zoom in if it lags less or more. Yeah, pretty much lags more. But I guess, you know, this is more convenient than the other way because the apps, you can make them larger. Okay, so that's how large it's gonna get. So that's pretty useful, I'd say, if you're having trouble clicking on the other ones. One thing I hate is that it is covering it. Let me try to move it down here. If you want to go on the keypad, just press that.
Please leave your message for...
Okay, so a few things. I did make a call. I called myself, and I wasn't able to hear myself too well from a certain distance. But close up, there's no problem, of course. And yeah, well, the other thing is that the speaker on the back, well, if you place it farther away on your hand, it tends to cover it more. But if you have it closer to your wrist or to the end where your hand begins. I don't know how to say it. There's more of a hole or an area where the speaker can just, it won't rest on your hand. I think that's the only way I can put it right now into words. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, so far this doesn't look too bad for the price and everything. The only thing I'm really concerned about is the battery life. And of course I'll have to really test that out and everything, and I'll have an update video for sure. But do you guys want to see a review video? Let me know in the comments down below.